You're staring at the endless sea of gaming laptops, and the biggest worry is that you'll spend a good chunk of cash on a machine that looks perfect on paper but ends up being a disappointment in your everyday setup. I get that. Nothing hurts more than opening a box, plugging it in, and realizing the performance isn't the upgrade you imagined. That's why I'm digging into the HP Omen 16 AI VR-ready laptop before you decide whether it deserves a spot on your desk. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the kind of gamer who actually benefits from a 24-core i9-14900HX and an RTX 4070 in a 16-inch chassis. If you're someone who spends several hours a night in competitive shooters, or you're a creator who wants to edit 4K footage while a game runs in the background, the raw compute power here is a game changer. The i9-14900HX brings 32 threads to the table, meaning you can have OBS, Photoshop, Discord, and your favorite battle royale all chewing away without the laptop sounding like a jet engine. In the real world, that translates to smooth frame rates in titles like Call of Duty Modern Warfare at ultra settings, while you stream at 1080p without dropping below 60 frames per second. The RTX 4070 is the sweet spot for 1080p high-refresh gaming right now. In my testing, games like Elden Ring and Cyberpunk 2077 stayed comfortably above 100 frames per second on the highest visual presets, and the 165Hz IPS panel actually showed the difference. Fast-paced firefights felt buttery smooth, and the 7 milliseconds response time kept motion blur to a minimum. It's worth noting that the screen is still only FHD, so you won't get native 4K sharpness. If you were hoping for a 4K panel to match the GPU, you'll need an external monitor, which the two Thunderbolt 4 ports make easy. Now, let's talk about the everyday reality of using this machine outside the bedroom. The laptop ships with 16 GB of DDR5 RAM. That's plenty for most modern titles, but if you're the type who runs multiple VMs, does heavy multitasking, or wants to future-proof for upcoming titles that push beyond 16 GB, you'll feel the limitation sooner rather than later. The good news is the Omen 16's memory slots are accessible, so a 32 GB upgrade is possible, but it adds to the overall cost. Storage isn't a hidden surprise here. 1 TB of PCIe 4.0 SSD means you'll load worlds in seconds and have enough room for a sizable game library. The speed advantage shows up when you're transferring large video files or installing massive game updates. You'll notice a tangible reduction in wait times compared to older SATA drives. One of the hidden trade-offs comes with the chassis. At just over £5, it's heavier than a typical Ultrabook, and the 16.1-inch footprint makes it a bit unwieldy on cramped desks or in tight backpack spaces. The cooling system does its job. Fans spin up under load, keeping temperatures in the 80°C range during a marathon gaming session, but you'll hear the whine, and that can be a distraction if you're streaming with a mic close by. On the plus side, the RG Backlit keyboard is fully programmable, so you can set up macros for your favorite games without needing an external keypad. Battery life is another practical consideration. With the i9 and RTX 4070 drawing power, you're looking at roughly 2 to 3 hours of gaming on a full charge. If you plan to game on the couch unplugged, this isn't the machine for you. However, for a desktop replacement that you'll mostly keep plugged in, the battery is just a safety net for short trips to the kitchen. Connectivity is where the Omen 16 shines for a power user. Wi-Fi 7 support gives you the lowest latency possible for online matches, and the RJ45 Ethernet port means you can bypass wireless altogether for rock-solid ping. The inclusion of two Thunderbolt 4 ports opens up the possibility of docking stations, external GPUs, or fast external SSDs. Great if you want a clean desk setup or need to expand storage without opening the chassis. The bundle includes a HyperX cloud headset, which is a thoughtful addition. The headset offers decent isolation, a clear microphone, and comfortable earpads that you can wear for hours. For gamers who are planning to buy a headset anyway, this adds value and saves you the hassle of researching a separate audio solution. Who should walk away from this laptop? If you're a casual gamer who mainly plays indie titles, or if you're on a tight budget and can get by with a mid-range GTX 1660Ti laptop, the Omen 16 is overkill. The price premium is largely justified by the top-tier CPU and GPU combination, the 165Hz panel, and the Wi-Fi 7 capability. If you need a machine that can last all day on battery while you hop between coffee shops, you'll be better served by a thinner, lower-power Ultrabook. In summary, the HP Omen 16 AI VR Ready is a solid desktop replacement for gamers who demand high frame rates, need serious multitasking horsepower, and are comfortable plugging it in most of the time. Its strengths are the raw processing power, the RTX 4070's ability to